Good evening and welcome to May 6, 2024 Common Council, City Connersville. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilwoman Phillips.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I'd like to welcome everyone this evening. Make sure you turn your cell phone numbers off. We'll begin with roll call.
Councilwoman Phillips.
Present.
Councilman Robb.
Present.
Councilman Gray.
Present.
Councilman Collins.
Present.
Councilwoman McQueen. Present. Councilwoman Barrett. Councilman Williams Jr.
Present.
Okay, everyone has the minutes of the April 15th, 2024 regular meeting, the April 16th joint meeting, and the April 25th budget town hall meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those? Now I'll take a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on down to new business. Item A and B can go together. It's approval a approval request for ordinance 7000 and 7001. It's salary ordinance. The board works really approved a memorandum of understanding on the pay for CDL drivers. We're struggling getting CDL drivers. They come in at a lower rate. Once they meet requirements, then they can get the upper rate. But we've got some guys coming in that have already driven trash trucks and they already meet qualifications, and we want to go ahead and get that bumped up so we can hire those.
Chad, to clarify, these are for all the wages, contractual wages, not just the CDL drivers.
Right. Well, it's correct. All wages start out in a tier system, and we did get rid of that tier system. Sorry, thank you. Any questions on those? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance 7000 and 7001 on first reading.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules?
So moved.
I have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Do I have a motion for third and final reading?
Second.
I have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item C, resolution number 2024-17 through 22, reimbursements. Rosemary.
Resolution 2024-17 is a resolution to reimburse $99.99 into City Hall telephone. Resolution 2024-18 is a resolution to reimburse $199.99 into police telephone. Resolution 2024-19 is a resolution to reimburse $150 into DOT vehicle repair. Resolution 2024-20 is a resolution to reimburse $65 into City Hall telephone. Resolution 2024-21 is a resolution to reimburse $15 into cable telephone. Resolution 2024-22 is a resolution to reimburse $590 into police telephone.
Questions? A motion to approve resolution number 202417 through 22.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item D, resolution number 2024-23, transfer. Rosemary.
Resolution 2024-23 is a resolution to transfer $1,000 from landfill equipment into the landfill non-reverting account.
Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution 2024-23.
Second.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on down to old business. Does anyone counsel on old business? Miscellaneous business.
Just need to remind everybody that this weekend is Celebration in the Ville.
I'd like to remind everybody to vote.
The Art Association has a regional art competition exhibit opening Friday night.
A lot happening this week. Any other miscellaneous business? If not, I'll open the floor to the public. Does anyone from the public have anything you want to say?
Yeah, I do.
Step on up, sir, and state your name and address.
Michael W. Bell, 1020 West 6th Street.
I've been having a zoning issue in my area, and it seems like things are moving awful fast. I first filed a complaint with Bill McDaniel back in August 18th of 2022, and nothing was done about it. He ignored it, I suppose, and then I contacted Nick Brown, and Nick tried to work on the issue, and some people moved in and made this building, which was zoned for storage only, into a mechanic shop in one end and a motorcycle shop in the other end. Well, the next door lot is a vacant lot, and they tore the house down. All right, he began using that as part of his business and his residential. He had it full of cars, junk tires, and trash. He wouldn't mow the yard. He kept telling me he's gonna do things, and he wasn't. Well, anyhow, I got a hold of Randy Wolf and talked to him, and there seemed to be a conflict between him and Bill McDaniel on who was doing what. Well, Bill apparently didn't do nothing. Randy called me, said he took care of the issue and went up there. Well, one day they moved off all the cars off the lot, and then eventually they started putting them back. In the meantime, he went down to Bill McDaniel and filed for rezoning. And I didn't know that Bill McDaniel was a lawyer for people that would fill out paperwork and everything to do that. And I would like to address the attorney if that's okay. I have this letter that Bill gave me that he was going to have you to send to Mr. Chapman. And he also sent copies to you, the mayor, and several other on here, but I do not believe he ever got none of it.
So what, okay, first of all, let's start with all your complaints. So your complaint is that Bill's helping him rezone?
Well, no, what I'm complaining about is this property is never rezoned. It wasn't, and they just keep avoiding the issue, and it's next door to me, and it's a junkyard. Well, that's my opinion of it. He's got cars in there that belongs to him, it's not been moved. He's not just using it, he's using it for hauling and.
Okay, but I'm sorry, but you said that you didn't know that Bill was a lawyer
That's
and
right.
Bill's helping
Bill
fill.
helped him do that form there and fill it out.
Well, that's
Not
this
one.
one, right.
Not this one, but one.
But it is a planning director's, every planning director in the state helps people fill out applications.
Okay.
So that's not unusual.
Okay, that's good.
This violation notice is a notice that Bill sends from the planning zone office. This isn't from me, this is from Bill
He
McDaniel.
told me he sent it to you to send out.
No, this is sent from Bill McDaniel, that's always sent from Bill McDaniel, okay?
That's not what he told me.
Well, I mean, I'll talk to Bill, but this is
Okay.
from Bill McDaniel.
But here's what he told
Like,
me.
it literally says respectfully.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
He said he sent
He
it.
probably sent to me for my review, which I okay these
Exactly,
letters and
that's
sent
what
out.
he
Yes,
told me.
yes.
For, yeah, for
So-
your review to make sure it's okay.
Okay, right,
Okay.
right.
So anyhow, Randy Wolf got him to do that. Okay, apparently his when he went up there and give them their, thing to vacate it or whatever, I guess a day or two later, he called and asked if he's okay because he's getting rezoned. And Randy said not till it's rezoned. Well, anyhow, he started putting everything back in there. And, and he's got, right by the street, I went to the library to get pictures printed out, but they was out of ink. Okay, right by the street, he's got car parts and trash, like, not trash, but junk, metal, right up against his building, which is about 4 foot from the street on Maple. He went up there with bobcats, backhoes, I don't know what, so he dug the ground out level to within about about that far from the street. So it's about 4 foot down from the street level now. I mean, wouldn't he need some kind of permission or driveway and permit or something to do that? I mean, eventually that's gonna wash out. But no, and then I got this in the mail certified today from Mr. Parker. He's doing it as an agent for Brian Chapman and Joanne Borders. And so apparently I went down to the city that keeps, at the courthouse, that keeps all the records of land documents and all that. And, they was telling me that it was zone R1 residential. Well, somehow or another, Joanne got 2 pieces of property from R1 to general business without running it in the paper or doing anything that I'm aware of.
Kind of look at what you're saying, because I don't, what I don't want is misinformation to be given, okay? So we're
Yeah.
wasting everybody's time to have misinformation.
Yeah, I understand. But so anyhow,
So, see, this is why I wanted to look at this document. You're telling them that she got this done without anybody knowing about it, right?
without me knowing about it,
You do understand that this hearing is set for the 23rd day of May, 2024.
no, we're gonna have to back up. This is to get it done, but it's been done. Okay? It was done years ago.
This is to get it done, but it's been done.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not following that rationale.
Okay, yeah, well, if you look it up on the property records right now, it's listed as general business 3. All 3 of them properties are except for the 501 Maple. Okay, it's R1 listed right now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, the 1020 Myers Avenue, when it was listed as, general business, Alpine Entertainment owned it. They stored pool tables and arcade games in it. It's an inside storage unit only, that's why it was approved. Now this guy moves in, turns it into a mechanic shop. So he wants the lot next door so he can store vehicles over there and put driveway and then get them through there. You know?
What you received is a notice because you're adjoining property owner. And what this notice is saying is that this is there's 4 parcels and they're all currently single-family residential, which is R1.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
I understand, which is R1 in Fayette County. This request is to change those from R1 to local business district, which has the abbreviation of LB. Okay, so what they're saying in this notice is that it is currently R1, and their request is to make it business district. Okay,
I understand.
and to do so, they're going to have a hearing on May 23rd at 6 p.m.
That's kind of short notice, wasn't it?
They have to get 10-day notice. That's clearly more than 10-day notice. That's all they have to do is give you a 10-day
Well, it
notice.
took me, I've got 18 months when I filed my complaint with Bill, and they didn't do nothing.
But this doesn't mean that they've made anything accomplished at this point in time. This is just essentially that they have filled out a proper application and they're going to
I
have a request
understand
heard on May
perfectly well.
23rd. And so just so you know, what will happen is the APC will then they'll give a recommendation. They don't even get to make the ultimate decision. I'm just trying to teach
I'm
the process so
listening
we're
to you. I'm
not.
listening.
So they would give a recommendation, whether it's favorable or unfavorable, to the commissioners, to your Fayette County commissioners, okay? At that point, the commissioners then have the opportunity to approve it or not approve it, okay? So it has to pass both of those boards. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I would encourage you very strongly to appear on May 23rd, 2024 at 6 p.m. And you can appear on your own. You can even bring legal counsel. You can bring other people. I would encourage you to come. Probably neighbors would make sense, right? And come and express why first I'd get caught up on what they need to do to get a rezone, okay? And then I would express your desires to the board on why that shouldn't happen, okay? It very well may happen that on May 23rd, the board says no.
Yeah.
Or it may be that the board says we'll give a favorable recommendation, and then you go to the commissioners say no.
Yeah.
But nothing has happened yet. So I know you're frustrated at the timing and all this, but when you fill out an application, all that has to happen is that it has to be given notice 10 days in advance of that hearing. Okay, these are facts. This is how the process works,
To the
right?
adjoining property owner, not to the neighbors.
To adjoining property owners.
That's the only
okay?
ones,
Yes.
nobody else.
Adjoining property owners, which are neighbors, okay? And then they have to publish it in the reputable newspaper.
Okay, it's not been published in the paper.
Well, they might be set up to be published 10 days in advance. They still have a week and a half to go, okay? But this is just giving you that. But all of this is good news that you have this, right? Because this means you have the opportunity, and you get to come and complain to the board, okay?
I understand what you're saying. Does it say there?
This board, while they are concerned citizens and can change rules, have no impact on this rezone, just so you're aware.
Yeah,
I just want you to be,
I understand that.
right.
But they do on R1 residential, that's disobeying, breaking the enforcement of the city ordinances, don't they? Randy Wood, per se?
Sure, as far as not about a rezone, but as far as what happens on an R1,
Yeah, that's where I'm
certainly,
getting to.
certainly, yes.
That's what I'm getting to.
Okay. So your complaint is if he loses this, we need to clean up this property,
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
Because even if and I don't know off the top of my head, even if he gets this, I don't know whether or not that still might not be a permissible business use. Just because it's rezoned to business district doesn't mean I can do anything that's business-wise on that property. Does that make sense?
well, that seems like
So
what they can
if this is
do.
closer to a junkyard, I can assure you you won't be able to do that
Oh, it'd be
anyway.
real close to it. But if you let me speak now, I'm gonna explain to you
Be
something.
happy to, yes.
Okay, if you look on the county records, city records, on what it is classified as, these 2 lots that Joanne borders wants to get changed now, have already been changed in 2018 to general business. They're listed as general business. So is the 1020 Myers Avenue. They're all listed as general business.
Who's telling you this?
The property records, okay?
Okay, so you looked at, did you have the property records?
I did have, but I give them to Dale
Like you
Strong.
have deeds? You have something that says that it was
Well,
transferred?
the county got it on record. They
Oh.
do. The city's got it on record. Not the assessor, but the other one where you,
Recorder?
yeah, no, not, well, recorder does too. but the
Auditor.
Auditor. Where you go in there, I can't think of it, Coleman, Mr. Coleman's got it.
Jeff Coleman, that's the assessor.
Okay, Jeff Coleman's got it on record. I haven't, and I give them to Dale Strong.
Sometimes,
to show it.
this sounds crazy, but sometimes things are taxed differently than they're zoned, if that makes sense, okay? So it could be that what you're talking about with Jeff Coleman is that it's assessed as business, but it's not zoned that. It would be, I would find it very unique that Bill McDaniel, who's, for all your frustrations, has been in the office for a long time, I would find it strange
I
that
know
Bill
Bill very
McDaniel,
well.
I would be surprised if Bill McDaniel asked somebody to apply for a rezone without looking to see what it was currently zoned
Well,
at.
I can tell you this, and I know it for firsthand a fact, that after I started this with a commissioners meeting, you were there, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure.
You remember me?
I'm likely, yes, I do.
Yes, okay. I addressed this with Dale Strong and you and them at the time, okay? After all this came to place, Mr. McDaniels had talked to Randy Wolf. Randy Wolf said I stirred up a big hornet's nest, that they was not properly done with the rezones with the 1020 Myers and
Sure.
Mrs. B&B is what she goes under. And so they're going to try to get it legitimate done now.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, I think you're going to find that if you come to the APC and you have other neighbors that are complaining about
Oh, yeah,
this
I
type of,
definitely got our
it
neighbors.
doesn't, I'm not familiar with the neighborhood, but it doesn't
Yeah.
sound like this is the type of neighborhood that this, so don't let them come and nobody know and it's just gonna be a regular business district zoning.
Yeah.
But the truth is, so
Do I have to put in something with Bill McDaniels to say I'm going to do it, or can I just show up?
You can
'Cause
just show up.
The way I read it, I had to go 5 days earlier, or a week early.
Here's what interested parties may examine the petition and associate documents in the Office of Area Planning Commission. Interested parties may submit, and I'm not reading this word for word, I'm kind of going through quickly. Interested parties may submit written comments concerning the amendment, okay, no less than 5 calendar days. That's only if you don't want to appear and you just want to like write a letter.
Oh,
Okay, that stops you from writing a letter and turning it into the APC office that morning. If you're going to appear, you don't need to be on the
I'm going
agenda.
to
You should appear,
Yeah,
certainly
I
you're
am.
passionate about it, I think you should appear. But you appear, you don't have to give any notice, you don't have to do another thing except for show up on time that day and that's it. And you'll be, and I can assure you, you'll have the opportunity to speak.
If you
It's
look at the assessor records
Right.
and Jeff Coleman, you can see clearly that Joanne Borders had 2 empty vacant lots, one across the street from her on Arians Avenue, and Country Club on the corner, rezoned from R1 to general business, okay? And then the lot next to her at 508 Arians had a house on it. They tore it down, Joanne Borders brought it. She had her brother come in with a big crane, tear out the trees, made it into a parking lot and lowered it about 3 foot. Okay, and it was zoned
Right.
for general business.
Right. I'll have to look up the zoning before that meeting,
So
because
something's fishy that they're trying to get everything rezoned and on record now.
I'm curious if you're not talking about the tax zoning versus the actual.
well,
Are you complaining about B&B Enterprises, or are you
I know
complaining
what
about the
you're
lot next to
I'm
it?
just saying that,
No, I'm just trying to clarify,
I'm not
are
going
you
into
complaining
this
for both of them, or?
I'm just complaining that all of a sudden when I started this about the 501 Maple Street, all of them connect. Maple Street connects with 508 lot.
On the backside,
Yeah, on
yes,
the
I understand
backside.
that.
All right. When I started complaining about the 501 Maple, which is residential, and he was using it as business, and hauling and doing tolls and all that, then Joanne and Mr. Parker had words about who owned what. They did. I talked to Joanne, I know her well. I do. My cousin used to be married to Helen before he died. But anyhow, what I'm saying is after I started on 501 Maple, now all of a sudden B&B Borders wants to get them to rezone, that's done zoned, And he's wanting to get 1020, it's done general business rezone, which used to be Alpine Entertainment. And then they had a shoot matchup place, but it's all indoors. It was never zoned for outdoor work, is what I'm saying. And now all of a sudden, it's funny that all of them got together and decided, well, because they said that it wasn't quite right, so now they're going to try to make it right after 6 years. And Bradley Parker runs Parker Automotives at 1020 Myers Avenue, and the lot is in between me and him is 501 Maple. Brian Chapman owns it. I called Brian. Brian said I give it to my brother. I tried to call Alan, but Alan wouldn't answer. And the deal is, if he can get his own business, he's gonna buy it from him. And if not, he's not. But he's got plenty of area in the front of his business to store his vehicles. I've looked at a lot of auto mechanic shops around here, and they never had nothing like him, and they don't have no problem. They keep him clean. He had between 100 and 150 tires he had to haul off last fall. It took me all year to get them to haul off. And I live next door, and mosquitoes was eating us up where water got the tires. You know, I don't care who you are. Does that give you the right to store that many used tires?
I feel like we have a nuisance ordinance that restricts you from having tires in the city
Well, that's
limits.
definitely an ordinance.
It's bad nuisance.
So
And
so
it brings
Mr. Wolf
in
is
all the animals and everything
right.
else.
Mr. Wolf is a very good resource for you to use there, and it sounds like he's been receptive to you and worked on it.
I thought he may have been down here. I called Miss Barrett and left a message, and she never returned my call. You know, I'm kind of frustrated, yeah, because I've been working on this about 2 years now.
Understand?
And nobody seems to care, nobody wants to do nothing. If you ride up by, if you just go up Country Club Road past Aaron's, right behind Frazee School, hang a left on Maple Street, come up, and about in between 5th and 6th Street, just look to the left at that metal building. Well, they got vinyl siding on it now, it used to be metal. And you'll see, since Wolf had him clean a lot of, he done started, well, he went down there back home, dug out, like I said, all the way over, and he's still using 501 Maple as business, not residential. And he don't own it. And, you know, so I don't know who owns it between Brian Chapman. Brian Chapman's listed as the owner, but he said he gave it to his brother Alan, which I just filed a complaint with Mr. Wolf on him, because he's got a junkyard on the corner of 6th and Beach Street. If you ride by 6th and Beach, you can see there's a gentleman named Mr. Stanton, and he's about 82. Well, he rides a motorcycle. He got up to the top of the hill. He couldn't see because of all the cars and trailers he had. So his motorcycle dropped on him and broke his ankle. And I had to go up and help him. But you pull up from going up 6th Street to Beach, you try to look at the intersection towards 8th, you can't see. You have to kind of ease out. One other thing is from 6th Street down is a one-way on Maple. On the corner of 6th and Maple. It turns into a one-way. You might as well come up and pull them signs out and turn it back into a two-way street. Because even Mr. Parker's wife, which has 2 children, was supposed to have a third one in April, she comes down through here, there's a 3-way stop, 30 miles an hour, never slows down, till she gets to his place, and then she pulls in on the one-way street to his place. I called the police. I've got cameras up. All his clients that comes from the north, they come that way. Beyond me, while they don't go down Beach, straight down alley, right across the street into his place, but no. They start at 8th Street, come down Maple. When he gets to 6th Street, it's a 3-way stop and a one-way. They just go right on. Same way with the motorcycle shop, his people does too. And we have grandchildren that plays and rides bikes. I've called the city police. He said he put more patrol on there, never seen him come. Mr. Parker put gravel in driveway, spread them all the way up into my yard. I never said nothing for 2 weeks. I Facebooked him. I said, I know you know that's up against almost to my lilac bushes. Well, I was waiting for the weather to break. So after I went to the meeting and talked to Dale and some other people, the very next day he got a tractor in there, raked them back, but then he tore my yard all to pieces. Yeah, well, in that area he tore it up. All right. I've talked to him before about pulling his truck up into my yard because, you know, I would do a 0-turn lawnmower. I had to beat you to death. You know, he's condescending to me. so I don't even wanna talk to him no more. He told me when we first moved in, I wish him best luck, that he's gonna do this and do that and do that, and him and his partner Matt Brown, but nothing, you know? And.
You're gonna show up on May 23rd. That'd be a big date for you to miss, but.
This is fishy, I'm telling you.
Well, there's nothing
about this
nefarious
might
about
not
it.
be.
There's nothing nefarious about it, I can
Well,
assure you.
not on this maybe, but if you look at the property records, they are.
Sure.
Okay.
That
So
I
means
can't
it's gonna
tell you.
be in the courthouse, right?
That means it's gonna be better than in the courthouse. It's gonna be right here where you're standing right
Oh,
now.
this means it's gonna be right here,
Yep, right here.
okay. But,
It
yeah,
should tell
like
you,
I
it should
said,
tell you that.
you might as well take that stop sign and one way out, all three of them, and just let them take their chances. Because, just like I say, I come down here when Carol was the chief of police, I brought her video. I can't take that. I thought, well, it's video showing people going down the one-way street and their license number, and no, she wouldn't do nothing. I thought we had like a police safety director or something. Apparently, Maple Street must be out in the country or something, because nobody does nothing about it, you know? I don't know, but like I say, it's funny that they're doing all four of these when three of them is already zoned, that's what I'm saying.
I'd bring that paperwork and have that discussion, but I can
I'll get
assure
some
you,
more copies,
that's a
because-
public hearing. You and anyone else that would like to speak on this subject will have that absolute opportunity to do so on that day.
Well, we're gonna get a petition up in my names. I guess it's got all, I'd say,
Great,
I
thank
don't know,
you.
you were supposed to got a copy of this here, 2 minutes, Mr. Mayor. I'll give this to you. And it's got your name on the next page, CC, like they emailed it to you. I don't know if they did or not. But like I say, I've lived there 68 years.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
Anybody else have anything to say? No speech? Come on. Okay. Take a motion for adjournment. Motion second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Have a good day.